Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to the module Start with the Solid Platform. This is our course map. In the first module we discussed what cloud is and why it is a technological and business game changer. So Start with the Solid Platform is the second module of the Google Cloud Computing Foundation course, and we will look at the different methods or ways that you can interact with the Google Cloud. These are the learning objectives. The objective of this module is for you to be able to describe the different way a user can interact with Google Cloud, and the specific learning objectives to achieve this include you being able to discuss how to navigate the Google Cloud environment with the Cloud Console and explain the purpose and process of creating Google Cloud projects and explain how billing works. You will also be able to detail how to install and set up the Cloud Software Development Kit, or that is your Cloud SDK. And you will also be able to describe how Cloud Shell can be used as an alternative way to access your cloud resources directly from your browser, and how the services that make up Google Cloud offer APIs so that code that uh, you write can control them. Finally, you will be able to discuss how you can manage services from a mobile app. This module starts by exploring the Cloud Console, followed by an introduction to projects and billings. The topics that follow addresses installing and configuring the Cloud SDK and how to use Cloud Shell as an alternative to the Cloud SDK. We will then complete our first lab, where you will take our first step with Google Cloud by getting hands-on practice with the Cloud Console. And we will then complete a second lab where we will apply a range of gcloud commands within the Google Cloud Shell, connect to storage services hosted on Google Cloud, and the topics that follow introduce Google Cloud APIs as well as the uh, Cloud Console module mobile app before a short quiz and mobile recap. Let's start with our first topic, that is the Cloud Console. So there are four ways you can interact with Google Cloud, and we will talk about each in turn: the Cloud Console and the Cloud SDK and Cloud Shell APIs and the Cloud Console mobile app. The Cloud Console serves as a centralized console for all of your project data and lets you execute common tasks using simple mouse click with no need to remember commands or avoid typos. When you use the Cloud Console, the resources that you create are done. So in the context of a specific project, you can create multiple projects. So you can use projects to separate your work in whatever way makes sense for you. For example, you might start a new project if you want to make sure only certain teams member can access the resources in that project, while all team members can continue to access resources in another project. The Cloud Console is also great for developers. So cloud sources repositories provide Git versions control to support collaborative development of any application or service. The Cloud SDK is a set of command line tools for Google Cloud. You can run these tools interactively or in your automated scripts. So Cloud Shell also provide you with the command line access to your cloud sources directly from your browser, but without having to install the Cloud SDK or other tools on your system. The utilities you need are always available, up to date, and fully authenticated when you need them. The Cloud SDK and Cloud Shell will be discussed in more details later in this module. The Cloud SDK introduce client libraries that enable you to easily create and manage resources. So Google Cloud client libraries expose APIs for two main purposes. App API provide access to services, and Admin API offer functionality for resource management. From a browser, go to consolecloud.com. If you have not already logged in your Google Cloud, the system will promote you enter your credentials. After you log in, the Cloud Console will display and details of your projects. All Google services are accessible through the simple menu button in the top left corner. You can pin frequently used services to this menu. All Google Cloud resources that you allocate, and you must belong to the Google Cloud projects. You will learn more about projects in this topic. Projects are the basis for enabling and using Google Cloud services, like managing APIs, enabling billing, adding and removing collaborators, and enabling other Google services. So each project is a separate account and each resources belong to exactly one. So project can have different owners and users. So they are built separately and they are managed separately. So resources manager provide way for you to programmatically manage your projects in the Google Cloud. So you can access resources manager through an RPC API or REST API. With these APIs, you can get a list of all projects associated with an account, create new projects, update existing projects, and delete projects. You can also undelete or recover projects that you want to restore. So each Google Cloud project has a name or project ID that you assign. The project ID is a permanent, unchangeable identifier, and it has to be unique across Google Cloud. So while a project ID will be generated automatically, you can edit it. However, this must be done while creating the new projects through, as it cannot be modified afterwards. So in general, projects ID are made to be human readable strings, and you will use them frequently to refer to projects. So on the other hand, projects name are for your convenience, and you can change them. Note through, you cannot reuse the project name of a deleted projects. So Google Cloud also assign each of your projects and a unique project number, and you will see it display to you in various contexts, but using it is mostly outside the scope of this course. So as you work with Google Cloud, you will use these identifiers in certain command lines and API calls. So to create a project, click on the name of the current project in the upper left position of the screen. A list of all current projects will be displayed. Select the new project option on the right hand button and right hand side button. When the new project screen is displayed, give your project a name. You have the option to use the auto generated project ID, and you own by clicking the edit option. Project ID must be globally unique. Select the appropriate billing account and organization, and then click create. You have to click on this option. So in the next topic, you will learn how billing works in Google Cloud. Billing in Google Cloud is set up at the Google Cloud projects level. When you define a Google Cloud projects, you link a billing account to it. This billing account is where you will configure at your billing information, include your payment option. You can link your billing account to 0 or more projects. Projects that you don't link to any billing account can only use free Google Cloud services. Your billing account can be charged automatically and invoice every month or at every threshold limit. So you can separate projects billing by setting up billing sub accounts. Some Google Cloud customers who resell Google Cloud services use sub accounts for each of their own clients. So you are probably thinking, how can I make sure I do not accidentally run up a big Google Cloud bill? Google Cloud provides 4 tools to help. First is budget and alerts, second billing export, third one reports, and quotas. Fourth one is quotas. So we will discuss each of these in more detail next. So you can define budgets at the billing account level or at the project level. To be notified when costs approach your budget limit, you can create an alert, for example, with a budget limit of $20 and an alert set of 90%. So you will receive a notification alert when your expenses reach $18. So you can also set up a webhook to be called in the response to an alert. This webhook can control automation based on billing alerts. For example, you could trigger a script to shut down the sources when a billing alert occurs. So billing export allow you to store detailed billing information in place where it is easy to retrieve for external analysis such as a BigQuery dataset or a cloud storage bucket. So and report is a visual tool in the console that allow you to monitor expenditure based on a project or services. So Google Cloud also implements quotas which limit unforeseen extra billing charges. Quotas are designed to prevent the overconsumption of resources because of an error of a malicious attack. So quotas apply at the level of the Google Cloud projects. So there are two types of quotas, rate quotas and allocation quotas. So rate quotas reset after a specific time. For example, by default the Google Kubernetes Engine services implements a quotas of 1000 calls to its API from each Google Cloud projects every 100 seconds. So allocation quotas govern the number of resources you can have in your projects. For example, depending on the regions, the number of GPUs permitted varies by types and regions. So you can change quotas by requesting an increase from Google Cloud support. So you can also use the console to request a quota charge. And finally, Google Cloud quotas also project the community of Google Cloud users by reducing the risk of unforeseen spikes in the usage. So Agenda is the cloud software development kit. SDK enables a user to run Google Cloud command lines tools from a local desktop. Installing and configuring the cloud SDK in our next topic. So we will discuss in next video. So keep watching and keep subscribing my channel. So thanks for watching.